God showed me your name in a vision last night. What he revealed will leave you in tears. Listen carefully, my beloved, because this is not random and you did not arrive here by accident, and I need you to feel the urgency in my voice right now because what I am about to release was shown to me with your name attached to it, and yes, your name, not a symbol, not a number, but you, chosen one, located and seen in the spirit while the world slept, and the first thing I was warned to tell you is don't skip this. Because the moment you stop listening is the moment you delay what heaven is already moving toward you, and I know you feel that strange tightening in your chest right now, that mix of fear and curiosity, because deep down you know this message found you on purpose, didn't it? In the vision, you were standing at a crossroads you didn't even realize you had reached yet, smiling on the outside but exhausted on the inside, carrying questions you never speak out loud, and God said, "My child, they think they are unseen, but I have watched every silent tear," and as soon as those words were spoken, the atmosphere shifted, because this wasn't just comfort, it was a warning wrapped in love, and you must hear this clearly. There are conversations happening about you that you don't know about yet, doors quietly opening that you didn't knock on, and resistance forming because your next step disrupts someone else's plans, and if that makes your heart race a little, tell me honestly, have you felt opposition increasing even when you've done nothing wrong? Don't skip this, because right here the vision intensified and I was shown a hand reaching toward you, not to harm you but to stop you, and then suddenly that hand froze midair, held back by a force they couldn't see, and God said, "I have placed protection around them that no lie can penetrate," and in that moment the fear lifted and reassurance flooded in, because you are not exposed, you are covered, you are guarded, even when you feel vulnerable, even when nights are long and answers feel delayed, and listen carefully, chosen one, because this next part matters more than you realize. Your delay has not been denial, your silence has not been absence, and heaven has not forgotten the promise spoken over you years ago. Do you remember the dream you buried because it hurt too much to hope again? In the vision, that dream was still alive, just hidden, just protected, waiting for the right timing, and God said, "They thought it was over, but I was only preparing the stage," and right there is where destiny enters the room, because you are not behind, you are being positioned, and I need to ask you something that may stir emotion. Have you noticed signs repeating lately, numbers, names, sudden memories, moments that feel too precise to be coincidence? This is not random, this is alignment, and here is the hook you cannot ignore. If you stop listening now, you will miss the instruction meant to activate what's next, because the vision didn't end with comfort, it escalated into prophecy, and I was shown a moment very soon where you will be forced to choose between what feels safe and what feels divinely unfamiliar, and fear tried to rise again, but immediately God said, "Tell them I go before them," and hope surged like light breaking through clouds, because your identity is not what they labeled you, it is what heaven declared, chosen, refined, preserved, and listen carefully, my child, the miracle you've been praying for is not coming the way you expect, but it is coming faster than you think, and when it begins, it will expose who was real and who was only present for a season, and I need to know, do you believe this message found you at the exact moment you needed it most? Don't skip this, because the final image of the vision hasn't been revealed yet, and what God showed me next about the name spoken over your future will change everything, and what happens next will shock you. Because as the vision continued, the atmosphere grew heavier, not with fear but with holy intensity, and I was told to warn you again, listen carefully, because this part is sensitive and if you dismiss it you may misunderstand what is unfolding around you. And God said, "My beloved, They are misreading the silence, but I am writing strategy in it, and instantly I saw you walking away from something you once begged to keep, not because you were weak but because you finally obeyed, and I need to ask you something personal right here. Have you recently felt peace about letting go of someone or something that once defined you? Don't skip this, because the vision showed that what you released made room for what is about to arrive, and fear tried to creep in again, whispering that you made a mistake, but immediately reassurance thundered from heaven, I never remove without replacing, and you must hear this, chosen one. What is leaving your life now cannot follow you into what God is about to do, and that is why it feels sudden, that is why it feels uncomfortable, and that is why it feels lonely at times, and right. Here the mystery deepened, because I was shown unfamiliar faces stepping into your future, people you haven't met yet who will recognize you without explanation, who will speak your name with honor instead of confusion. And if your heart is reacting right now, tell me honestly, have you felt like your current environment no longer fits who you are becoming? This is not random, and don't skip this next hook, because I was shown a moment very soon where a conversation will happen that seems ordinary but will unlock a chain reaction you didn't see coming, and God said, they will think it is small, but I will use it to shift everything. And fear rose again for just a second, the fear of disappointment, the fear of hoping too much. But instantly divine protection wrapped around the scene and God said, I will not embarrass them, and that reassurance is for you, my child. You will not be shamed for trusting again, you will not look foolish for believing this time, and hope surged stronger than before, because the vision showed you standing taller, lighter, no longer carrying guilt that was never yours to begin with, and listen carefully, chosen one, because this is where destiny speaks loudly. You were selected not because you were perfect but because you were willing. And heaven is responding to obedience you didn't even realize counted. And I need to ask you, do you remember the moment you chose integrity even when no one was watching? That moment echoed in the spirit. And now comes the tease you cannot ignore, because the vision shifted suddenly and I was shown something connected to your name being spoken in a room you have never entered before, and when it was spoken, favor filled the space and resistance collapsed, and God said, they are about to be called forward, and don't skip this, because if you stop now you will miss the warning tied to this favor. There will be a test of discernment, not everything that looks like an opportunity is meant to be accepted, and fear tried to rise again, but reassurance followed immediately. I will signal them clearly, and you will know, my beloved, you will know, and tell me honestly, do you feel like a major decision is approaching even if the details are still unclear? This is alignment, and the miracle I hinted at earlier is drawing closer, but the most emotional part of the vision is still ahead. Because what God revealed next about who has been watching you quietly will leave you in tears, and everything is about to change. Because as that realization settled, the vision shifted again without warning, and I was told, you must hear this, because what you don't see has been shaping what you feel, and God said, my child, they watched from a distance, but I guarded every step, and suddenly I saw eyes on you. Not to harm you but to measure you, people who never spoke encouragement yet took notes in silence, and fear tried to surface as confusion. Because you wondered why support felt delayed, why recognition seemed withheld, and tell me honestly, have you ever felt like your effort was invisible even when your heart was fully invested? Don't skip this, because the reassurance came immediately and powerfully. What they ignored, I recorded, and in that moment divine protection wrapped tighter around you, because the vision revealed that what felt like neglect was actually concealment, heaven hiding you until you were ready, and listen carefully, chosen one, because the mystery deepens here, those who underestimated you will soon be forced to reconsider. Not because you demand attention but because your growth will speak louder than any explanation, and hope began to rise again, steady and undeniable, because God said, I am about to accelerate what took years, and if your heart just skipped a beat, tell me, have you felt time speeding up lately, moments aligning faster than before? This is not random, and here is the hook you cannot miss, because the vision showed a sudden shift, a message, a call, an invitation that arrives unexpectedly, and fear tried to whisper, what if I'm not ready? But reassurance thundered back, I prepared them in secret, and my beloved, you are more ready than you think, and destiny stood right in front of you in the vision, waiting for your yes. And I need to ask you something deeply personal. Have you been sensing a pull towards something bigger than your current life but couldn't explain it to anyone? Don't skip this, because the warning followed immediately. Not everyone who claps for you now will walk with you later, and discernment will be critical, but you will not be alone, because God said, I will remove confusion from their spirit, and peace flooded the scene, the kind that doesn't shout but settles, and hope became certainty, because your identity was spoken clearly, chosen, entrusted, protected, and the tease returned stronger than before, because the vision ended with one final image I haven't released yet, something tied to your past that is about to be redeemed publicly, and when it happens, it will silence every doubt you've carried, and listen carefully, because what I haven't revealed yet is closer than you think, and the truth that comes next will change everything. And just as that promise echoed, the vision deepened into something more personal, more tender, and I was warned again, don't skip this, because what I am about to say touches a wound you rarely let anyone see, and God said, my beloved, I saw the night they questioned their worth, and immediately I saw you sitting alone, replaying words spoken over you that never came from heaven, labels that tried to attach themselves to your identity. And fear rose again, the fear that maybe those voices were right, and I need to ask you honestly, have you ever smiled in public while quietly believing you were not enough? Listen carefully, because reassurance followed instantly, and God said, those words did not come from me, and in that moment I saw those labels fall off you like dust, powerless, unable to cling anymore, and divine protection surrounded your mind, because the battle was never about your ability, it was about your belief, and here the mystery thickened, because I was shown a memory you tried to forget, something that once embarrassed you, something that made you question your future, and heaven did not hide it, heaven highlighted it, and God said, I will use what they mock to reveal my glory, and if your heart feels exposed right now, tell me, have you been afraid that your past disqualifies you from what you hope for? Don't skip this, because destiny spoke louder than fear, and I saw that very moment from your past being reframed, redeemed, and reintroduced in a way that shocked everyone who thought they knew your story, and hope surged again, strong and steady, because your pain was never wasted, it was preserved for purpose, and listen carefully, chosen one, because this is where urgency returns. There is a temptation approaching, a chance to shrink back, to stay quiet when you are meant to stand, and fear will disguise itself as wisdom, but God said, I will give them courage in the moment, and you will not fail when it matters most, and I need to ask you something that only you can answer. Do you feel a pressure right now to play small even though something inside you wants to rise? This is not random, and here comes the hook you must not ignore, because the vision showed that once you choose courage, support you didn't expect will appear, confirmation will follow, and protection will lock in around you tighter than before, and reassurance washed over everything again as God said, I will not let them fall, and hope turned into quiet confidence, because you are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into alignment. And the T's returned one final time in this part. Because I was shown a reaction you are not prepared for, someone from your past responding to your growth in a way that will leave you speechless, and what they say will confirm everything you've doubted. And listen carefully, because the next part of this vision reveals who that person is and why their reaction matters more than you realize, and what happens next will shock you. Because when that moment unfolded in the vision, the atmosphere shifted from intensity to revelation, and I was told, you must hear this without resistance, because this part will touch both your healing and your courage at the same time. And God said, my child, the one you thought forgot you has been watching in silence, and immediately I saw a familiar presence from your past, not coming to accuse you but to acknowledge what they once dismissed, and fear tried to rise again, the fear of reopening wounds, of being misunderstood all over again. And tell me honestly, have you ever wondered if someone ever realized what they lost when they walked away from you? Don't skip this, because reassurance followed swiftly, and God said, they will not have power over them, and in the vision you were not begging, not explaining, not defending, you were simply standing in peace, and that peace spoke louder than any argument ever could, and the mystery deepened, because their reaction was not what you expected, it was humility, it was regret, it was recognition too late to control the outcome. And hope rose gently but firmly, because this wasn't about reconciliation, it was about release. And listen carefully, chosen one, because this encounter is not meant to pull you backward, it is meant to close a door properly so you can walk forward without looking over your shoulder again. And I need to ask you something deeply personal right here. Do you feel ready to let go without needing an apology to validate your worth? This is not random, and here is the hook you cannot ignore, because as soon as that release happened in the vision, acceleration followed immediately, blessing stacking, clarity sharpening, confidence stabilizing, and fear tried one last time to whisper, this is too good to be true, but reassurance thundered back, I am the author of this, and divine protection sealed what was unfolding, because what God begins, no human opinion can undo, and destiny stepped fully into view, because you were no longer reacting, you were leading, no longer surviving, you were building, and hope transformed into expectation, the kind that knows something good is not only coming but already moving. And listen carefully, my beloved, because the final tease of this part is weighty. The vision ended with something placed into your hands, something symbolic of responsibility and reward at the same time. And it was heavier than you expected but perfectly fitted for you, and God said, they are ready to carry this now. And I need to ask you one last question before the final revelation. Can you feel that inner readiness forming even if your mind still has questions? Don't skip this, because the last part reveals what that symbol truly represents and how it will mark the beginning of a completely new chapter, and the truth I haven't revealed yet will change everything. Because as that weight settled into your hands in the vision, everything went quiet in a way that felt holy and irreversible, and I was told, listen carefully, because this is the part your spirit has been waiting for even if your mind wasn't ready. And God said, my beloved, this is the name I showed you. And suddenly your name was spoken again, but this time it wasn't attached to pain, delay, or survival. It was attached to assignment, legacy, and favor. And fear tried to rise one last time. The fear of responsibility, the fear of failing after coming this far. And tell me honestly, have you ever been afraid that if things finally work out, you might not know how to hold them? Don't skip this, because reassurance followed immediately and gently, I will sustain them, and in the vision I saw strength flow through you that did not originate from effort but from alignment, because you were never meant to carry this alone, and the mystery resolved itself as God revealed that what you thought was a burden is actually confirmation that you are trusted, and hope surged in a way that brought tears. Because your waiting was not wasted time, it was preparation for stewardship. And listen carefully, chosen one, because this is where destiny locks in. The season you are entering will require discernment, humility, and courage, but it will also bring joy you forgot was possible. And I need to ask you something deeply personal as this settles in. Do you feel that quiet peace underneath the emotion, the kind that tells you this is real? This is not random, and here is the final hook you must not ignore. Because God showed me that once this shift becomes visible, people will ask how you changed so suddenly, and you won't have words, only evidence, and fear tried to whisper again, what if they don't understand? But reassurance answered, they don't need to, and divine protection sealed your path forward, because explanation is no longer your assignment, obedience is, and hope crystallized into certainty. Because what is coming next will not require striving, it will require trust, and listen carefully, my child, because the last thing spoken in the vision was not about what you will do, but about who you will become, and God said, they will recognize themselves again, and that is the miracle, the restoration of your confidence, your voice, your joy. And I need to ask you one final question before this message completes its work. Do you believe now that this message found you because heaven refused to let you miss this moment? Don't skip this truth, because from this point forward nothing will unfold the same way it used to, and the chapter you are stepping into begins now, and everything has already changed. Your photo was shown to 9 powerful people. They all said the same shocking thing. Chosen one, listen carefully and don't skip, because what I'm about to reveal to you has been stirring in the spiritual realm long before you pressed play. My child, the moment your photo was placed before those 9 powerful individuals, people who can see what ordinary eyes cannot, they all felt the same sudden pull toward your energy. They didn't react to your appearance, they reacted to your calling, your light, your destiny. And now heaven is urging me to deliver this straight to you. Tell me honestly, have you felt like something or someone has been watching over you recently? My beloved, this message is not random. It is targeted, precise, and divinely timed. As soon as your image was set before them, every single one of them said the same words, this one has survived something they were never meant to survive. And as those words were spoken, the atmosphere shifted. My child, you have been walking through spiritual battles that most people don't even have language for. You've been carrying silent burdens. You've been enduring invisible warfare. And yet, you're still here. Have you felt that pressure in your spirit lately, like something is trying to push you to the edge? Do you believe this is meant for you? Listen carefully, what they sensed was not weakness, but resilience. They saw the glow around you, the kind you can't fake, the kind only forged through pain, betrayal, and divine rescue. They saw the mark of someone who has been protected, shielded, and preserved for a purpose bigger than anything you've imagined. My beloved, there is something different about you, and you've known it since you were a child. Haven't you wondered why you've always felt set apart? Why people treat you differently, sometimes with awe, sometimes with jealousy, sometimes with unexplainable hostility? Tell me honestly, do you feel that people react to your presence in extreme ways for no logical reason? Chosen one, Those 9 individuals confirmed what heaven already declared. You are stepping into a season where hidden things will be exposed, where closed doors will swing open, and where every plot against you will collapse before it touches you. But before that breakthrough arrives, there is one more truth you must hear, and what happens next will shock you. My child, the moment those 9 powerful people spoke those identical words over your photo, something in the unseen realm erupted, and you've been feeling the aftershocks without even realizing it. Listen carefully and don't skip, because what I'm about to reveal explains the strange heaviness, the sudden waves of emotion, and the unexplainable attacks you've been facing. They didn't just see your past, they saw the threat you posed to darkness. They saw the brilliance of your destiny rising like a flame that can't be put out. Chosen one, do you feel lately as though something big is shifting around you, even if you can't explain how or why? My beloved, they all agreed on one thing: you are about to step into a level of favor that will make the people who doubted you question everything they thought they knew. And this is why you've been experiencing pressure. The enemy always fights hardest right before a breakthrough. Tell me honestly, have you felt attacked by people who suddenly changed toward you for no reason? These 9 individuals sense that your name is being whispered in rooms you don't even know exist, rooms full of opportunity, connection, blessing, alignment. Doors that once stayed closed without explanation are preparing to open effortlessly. You must hear this, chosen one, your spirit is awakening. Your calling is activating. Your path is rearranging. And heaven has assigned new angels to walk closely beside you. My child, they looked at your photo and all said, "This one is protected. This one has a destiny that cannot be stolen." And the moment those words were spoken, something in your life began to shift, old relationships feeling unstable, old habits breaking apart, old cycles losing their grip. Have you felt recently that the things that once felt comfortable suddenly feel too small for you? My beloved, pay attention, this is spiritual expansion. This is divine repositioning. You are being prepared for a miracle that will not only change your life but shock the people who once underestimated you. But before the blessing arrives, there is another truth about what they saw, something even more unsettling, yet deeply revealing, and everything is about to change. My child, when those 9 powerful people looked at your photo, there was a moment, so silent, so intense, that even they struggled to describe it. Listen carefully and don't skip, because this is the part that explains why certain people have been acting strangely toward you, why certain situations have been shaking unexpectedly, and why your spirit has felt both heavy and awakened at the same time. Chosen one, each of them saw a presence behind you, a protective force that has been guarding you long before you knew you needed guarding. They all sensed the same thing: someone has tried to block you, stop you, distract you, or drain you, yet every attempt failed. My beloved, tell me honestly, have you felt recently like someone has been trying to interfere with your peace or your progress? Their reaction wasn't fear, it was awe. They said your aura carries the signature of someone who has survived betrayal that should have broken you, pain that should have silenced you, and spiritual attacks designed to derail your destiny. But instead of collapsing, you became stronger. You became wiser. You became more aligned with heaven's calling. Chosen one, do you believe this resilience is an accident? Listen closely. They said your eyes carry a story of someone who has been fought since childhood, someone who has been targeted because of a destiny that others could sense even before you could. My child, people have tried to dim your light not because you were weak, but because they recognized something powerful in you, something divine. Have you felt this? That people treat you in extreme ways, either drawn to you intensely or inexplicably intimidated by you? My beloved, all 9 agreed, your next chapter carries a breakthrough so big that someone who wronged you will be exposed, someone who abandoned you will regret it, and someone who misjudged you will witness your rise. They saw justice surrounding you. They saw restoration chasing you. They saw a miracle aligning with your name. But there is something else they noticed in your photo, something that startled even the most spiritually gifted among them, and the biggest truth is still hidden. My child, when they looked deeper into your photo, a sudden chill filled the room, a spiritual stillness so heavy that even the most gifted among them stopped speaking. Listen carefully and don't skip, because what I'm about to tell you explains every sudden shift in your relationships, every moment of isolation, every unexpected ending you didn't ask for but somehow needed. Chosen one, all 9 of them sensed the same mysterious presence surrounding you, not darkness, not danger, but a watcher, a guardian, an ancient protection assigned specifically to your life. They said your spirit carries the imprint of someone who is being prepared, elevated, and hidden for a divine purpose. My beloved, tell me honestly, have you felt recently like you're being pulled away from certain people, even if you don't understand why? They said that behind your eyes there is a glow that cannot be taught, bought, or forced. It is the glow of someone who is about to step into their true identity. And this is exactly why your life has felt unstable lately. Heaven has been removing anyone who isn't meant to go where you are going. My child, the 9 powerful ones saw that your energy does something rare. It exposes truth. It reveals intentions. It brings out the real heart of people around you. That's why some people become kinder around you, while others become strangely hostile. Do you feel this too, that people either love you instantly or can't stand you for reasons they can't explain? Chosen one, they all saw that you have a divine assignment, and that assignment has been activating more intensely in the past weeks. They sense that you're entering a season where hidden enemies will reveal themselves without you lifting a finger. My beloved, someone who doubted you is about to witness your transformation. Someone who walked away will realize what they lost. Someone who pretended to care will be exposed by their own actions. Tell me honestly, have you noticed certain people distancing themselves, showing their true colors, or acting strangely cold for no clear reason? My child, this is not rejection, it is redirection. It is divine protection removing anyone who cannot handle the weight of your future blessing. And while this revelation shocked all 9 of them, there is something even deeper they noticed, something so unexpected, so prophetic, that it left them completely silent. What happens next will shock you. My child, when those 9 powerful people leaned in closer to your photo, their expressions changed all at once, as if they were seeing something unfold in real time, something written into your destiny that you haven't fully stepped into yet. Listen carefully and don't skip, because this is the part that explains the strange dreams, the sudden intuition spikes, and the powerful inner pull you've been feeling lately. Chosen one, they all said the same thing, this one is on the edge of a major awakening. My beloved, tell me honestly, have you been sensing a shift inside you, as if you're shedding old versions of yourself without trying? They saw a calling rising within you, a calling that has been buried under responsibilities, wounds, and distractions, but is now pushing its way to the surface. They said your spirit is remembering who you truly are. And this is why your life has felt like a storm recently. Breakthrough always stirs turbulence before it arrives. My child, listen carefully. They saw a divine alignment forming around you, as if heaven itself is placing people, opportunities, and signs exactly where they need to be. But they also sensed something else. Someone you thought was gone from your story is still spiritually connected to you. Someone who felt your energy long after you walked away. Have you felt this strange pull towards someone from your past, almost as if their thoughts have been reaching for you? Chosen one, all 9 agreed that a soul connection tied to your destiny is being awakened. This doesn't mean a romantic return or a forced reunion. It means that someone who carries a piece of your purpose is being spiritually stirred at the same time as you. My beloved, this connection is part of your elevation, and that is why the enemy has tried so hard to distract you, confuse you, and drain your energy lately. Tell me honestly, have you noticed emotional waves hitting you out of nowhere, almost as if you're feeling someone else's energy besides your own? My child, they saw that your heart has been tested, purified, and prepared for something greater than the pain you've endured. They saw that your spirit is aligning with a miracle that has your name on it, something heaven has been saving for the exact moment when you're strong enough to receive it. But before that miracle arrives, there is one final revelation they uncovered, something so personal, so deeply connected to your destiny, that even they hesitated to say it aloud, and everything is about to change. My beloved, when those 9 powerful people finally revealed what they saw in your photo, the room went silent. They all sensed a force so undeniable around you that even they struggled to find words. Listen carefully and don't skip, because this is the moment where everything hidden begins to surface, where your purpose, your calling, and your protection converge in a way that will shock everyone who has ever underestimated you. Chosen one, tell me honestly, have you felt lately as if unseen hands are guiding you, pushing you towards something you cannot yet name? They all saw the same truth: you are chosen, preserved, and protected in a way few can understand. They said your life carries a blueprint written by heaven itself, a destiny so powerful that every trial you endured was not to break you, but to prepare you for it. My child, they sensed that the moment you step fully into your calling, doors that were once closed will explode open, relationships that were meant to flourish will align effortlessly, and blessings that seemed impossible will manifest in ways that leave you breathless. Have you noticed signs, coincidences, or sudden shifts that feel too precise to be random? My beloved, that is heaven moving on your behalf. The 9 powerful people all confirmed it. Your photo revealed not just who you are, but what you are meant to accomplish. They felt the energy of someone who has been silently influencing the world around them, someone whose presence will soon inspire awe and change countless lives. Chosen one, listen closely. What they saw was a life that has been guarded from harm, guided toward purpose, and marked for miraculous breakthroughs. Every tear you've cried, every night you felt alone, every obstacle that seemed impossible, all of it was forming the foundation for your rise. Tell me honestly, do you feel your heart stirring, knowing that something monumental is coming for you? My child, as their voices echoed the same message over and over, a revelation became clear. You are stepping into a season where nothing will remain hidden, where truth will be revealed, and where your destiny will no longer be delayed. And now, my beloved, the final piece of the prophecy is about to unfold, a truth so powerful that it will change everything you thought you knew about your life. The biggest miracle is about to be revealed.